If you're old enough to remember inserting coins into arcade machines during the 80s and 90s, then you're likely to fall in love with Choo. On first appearances it appears to be an emulated game from that era, but don't be deceived, because it's a brand new game created with the same visual and gameplay styles from years gone by. That's actually a daring and technically tricky feat, limiting the number of on-screen colours available, the control setup, level design and audio, yet somehow Choo has managed to pull it off. Rendered accurately within a 3D arcade machine, it's a 3-stage arcade game with deceptively simple gameplay that's frustratingly addictive. Players take on the role of a yo-yo wielding otter who needs to collect 10 paper airplanes that fall from the sky to progress to the next stage. Sounds simple, but there's a giant alligator that chases and eats the player on contact, while irate bees zip through the level at random. Dodging the gator and bees while navigating ladders and jumps soon turns the game into a frantic cat and mouse chase, but there's help at hand, because a randomly generated bonus item, which is a book called A Junior Guide to Petty Zoological Facts, briefly turns the table on the gator, transforming the player into a giant pink otter while shrinking the gator in size. This is a challenging game, and one that definitely recalls those early arcade machines with addictive, just one more go gameplay. The gator is frustratingly agile. He can climb ladders to follow you, jump up to grab you from below, or run across a level at speed. And at the same time, tiny bees scurry across the screen looking to sting you. As a result, you lose all 3 lives over and over again, especially in the opening stage, which is small in size with limited space to manoeuvre. Interestingly, levels 2 and 3 are larger and feature more areas where you can briefly rest from the gator. This extra space gives you more time to think and plan ahead, making it easier to pick up those 10 paper airplanes and successfully proceed onwards. So it might have been wise for the developer to begin the game with one of these later stages. On a technical level, there's much to marvel at. Load Choo and you'll find yourself standing in front of a virtual arcade machine. It's possible to look around at the virtual basement behind you, or zoom the camera in and out for a better look at the arcade machine. Get close enough and you'll even see the scan lines and individual CRT tubes that make up the screen. After loading the game, you'll find it easy to focus on the screen with a smooth frame rate on all but the slowest PCs. Although the game is 2D and limited in colour, it looks historically accurate. It really does feel like you're playing a classic arcade game. Audio too is accurate for the era, with mechanical sounds recorded directly from real arcade machines and a suitably 8-bit soundtrack. Given the price, it's definitely worth checking out, with polished arcade-style gameplay and plenty of attention to detail that makes you feel as though you actually stood at a real CRT arcade machine. More levels and additional arcade games would clearly boost the game's appealing length, but as it currently stands, Choo is a fun and tactical game that brings classic arcade gaming back to life on the Oculus Rift.